Organizers of New York City's Pride Parade have announced it is banning any participation by law enforcement at the events until the year 2025. And now even the New York Times is coming out against the decision. In an op-ed this week, the Times editorial board called it, quote, a misstep by the organizers of Pride. Joining me now with a reaction to this story, as well as breaking updates on two recall efforts in California, is the former acting director of national intelligence, Rick Grinnell. Good evening, Rick.
Nice to see you, Judge.
Nice to see you as well. Rick, you were the first openly gay cabinet member in United States history, and I'm curious as to what your reaction is to the New York City Pride Parade basically saying that police are not welcome and they don't want them any closer than 1 block within the parade.
Look, I think that your opening statement was spot on, Judge, because what I'm concerned about is this progressive left wokeism bleeding into our foreign policy and our national security policy. This case in New York where the far left leaders are saying that, you know, police can't march in parades is just the tip of the iceberg to what's really happening. I mean, you look at the CIA, for instance, they're proudly recruiting anxiety-prone millennials. This is just, for me, a concern across the board of how wokeism is not only just in our universities, in our schools, but it's really now permeated into foreign and national security issues. It's not going to make Americans safer. It's actually going to make us less safe.
Well, you know, Rick, it's a great point. And when you think about some of the departments that have defunded police who are now starting to put money back in to fund the police, you know, I wonder how long it's going to take before these wokists realize that they're really not on the right track. But I want to switch gears for a minute. You know, one of my favorite DAs, and that's being sarcastic, is a guy by the name of George Gascon, a Soros-funded DA. And I understand that he apparently has been green-lighted for his recall, and now they can begin to start taking signatures so that he can be recalled. What are you hearing about that?
Look, this is just another flashpoint in California. The far progressive left has taken over so many areas. You know, it starts with sanctuary cities where they come in and they just say, we're not going to prosecute certain laws that we don't like. And then it goes from there. This guy in Los Angeles is really across the board done something that I haven't seen any politician do, which is unite everybody against them. You've got the left, you've got the right, you've got the moderates, you've got the declined estate, all looking at him saying, what in the world happened? I mean, he's not prosecuting normal crime. He's really made everyone angry. So now we have a new focus of recalling him, and I think it's actually going to be more popular than recalling Gavin Newsom, if you could imagine that.
And speaking of recalling Gavin Newsom, do you have any announcements you'd like to make?
Well, I think everybody should support the recall Newsom. He's trying to buy his way into some votes now. He's offering kickbacks, basically, what he calls tax incentives or rebates or checks. And what's really crazy about this is, you know, I across the board, I keep hearing Californians say, I'm taking the money, but I'm going to vote to recall the guy.
Interesting. And I've just got a few seconds left. What are you hearing about these tent cities that are popping up in California? Venice Beach, I understand.
They're all over. They're coming up on the beaches. Every single bridge underneath has a homeless camp. If you haven't been to California lately, when you come here, every single person will say, wow, I can't imagine what has happened. This feels like a homeless camp throughout the entire city. It's really this mismanagement from Los Angeles to Sacramento for the entire state is really right in front of everyone's eyes.
Well, you know what, Rick? It seems that California needs a strong person to be the governor. And that's all I'm going to say, Rick, other than thank you for joining us tonight.
Judge, always good to see you.
Thanks. And next, Tennessee lawmakers are sounding the alarm on the White House, reportedly flying migrants into Tennessee in the dead of the night. Hogan Gidley joins me next to break it all